National Speaker Association professional member, our own rock star, Sehin Belew.
When you look over your life, would you say that you lived your life in a way that it impacted the world? Recently, I was introduced to a lady, and one of the first things I noticed about her was she had a big diamond ring. And when I commented on it, she said, it is $80 million worth. The same week, I read an article by UNICEF, excuse me. And that article said, every single day, 6,000 children die because they simply don't have access to this clear water. When you go to the garage, you'll notice that my car is sparkling clean because I just got it washed today. And this is the water from the car wash. Clean water. Over 1 million people in the world walk for 2 hours, 3 hours, even 6 hours every day to get water this good. And the children, as a result of drinking the dirty water, 6,000 of them die. By the time I am done speaking here today, 8 minutes, 30 children would have died. How is it that we live in a country where someone can afford an $80 million ring, and I can afford to have my car washed with this clean water, whereas over 1 million of them drink this after walking all day long, and as the result of it, the children die. Can we do anything about it? Can we really make this world a better place? Mr. Toastmaster members and guests, yes, we can do something about it. As I go around and speak on these topics, and I look around the people's faces, I see frustrations on their face, and rightfully so. And these are the 3 things I hear from the audience. The first is, you just mentioned 6,000 children die every day. I'm one person. What can I do? Don't ever let that stop you from doing what you need to do. You might not change the world, but when you help that one kid, you have changed this world. Do you know how much it will take to get a filter for a child so you can save that child? The same price it will take to get 2 lattes. How many of you can afford $10? Thank you for your honesty. We can all spare $10. We can all live without 2 lattes a month. For only $10, we can get a filter for a child so he can live. And the second thing I hear from people is that the government will do something about it. Red Cross will do something about it. Those big non-profit organizations can do something about it. But when 6,000 children die every day, it proves that they cannot do everything about it. So what you do, collaboratively is what would be the auspicious plan and option. A lady whose pet was killed by a Nazi bomb said, I would rather light a small candle than curse big darkness. When you walk into a room of darkness, even if you have a small candle, what happens? You shine your light. And so it is in this world. Yes, the problem is insurmountable. It's huge. It's a daunting task. But you and you and you and I together, we can make this world a better place. Don't ever listen to that saying that says it's a drop in a bucket. That's very pessimistic. And instead say, drop by drop, the bucket fills. Antonio, you put a drop. Sadiq, you put a drop. Kapik, you put a drop. I put a drop. What happens? Eventually it will fill, right? Together, we can make a difference. It was Albert Einstein who said, it is the responsibility of every human being to make this world a better place than the one we found. The third thing I hear from people is, when I have more money, I will help. One time I did a fundraiser for a developing country, and this guy that I know who is very well off, he's got a couple of luxurious cars and great house, he said, you know, if I had more money, I would help. And I said, more than what? More than what? As I said, all it takes is just giving up 2 lattes. And some of us can probably give up a lot more than that. A lot more than that. So it is important that every one of us live a life of contribution. It was Mahatma Gandhi who said, this world has the right resources and enough resources for every human being's need, but not for every human being's greed. So if we live a life of contribution, we can help the world. We can make a difference. So what can we do? Where do we start? There is a great organization that I support. It's called ChangeTheWorldFoundation.org. Very easy name to remember. ChangeTheWorldFoundation.org. And what it does is, number one, it's registered with the Better Business Bureaus, and also it is credited by 5-star global charity. So also, thirdly and most importantly, every penny you give, because they're all volunteers, goes to your charity. So can we at least save one child? May I see your hands, please? Can we give up 2 lattes and save a child by buying water filter and make a difference in the world? Because together, you and I, together, we can make a difference.